Hello everyone. Flutter team has posted a new blog post saying Dart and Flutter momentum at Google I/O 2025. Let's go through it. So today at the Google I/O conference hosted at Shoreline Amphitheater in Mountain View, California, we shared how Flutter continues to gain momentum as production-grade app framework trusted by some of the world's largest brands. First, according to the JetBrains State of the Developer Ecosystem Survey, Flutter has been the most used multi-platform app framework since 2021. Second, according to app intelligence provider Apptopia, Flutter accounts for nearly 30% of all the new free iOS apps. Apptopia tracks millions of apps in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store and analyzes and detects which developer SDKs were used to create the apps. Flutter is one of the most popular SDKs we track. In the Apple App Store, it has grown steadily in usage from around 10% of all tracked free apps in 2021 to nearly 30% of all tracked free apps in 2024. Customer updates. Here are the few of the brands and apps that exemplify this growth and the unique power of Flutter and its ability to target any platform from a single shared source code base. Notebook LM, a new AI-powered research and writing assistant made by Google Labs, just launched their mobile apps built with Flutter. Previously, this was only available as a website, but the team received many requests for mobile apps. With the development speed and time to market being critical, Flutter was a natural choice. We are excited about its public release this week. Google Cloud. The Google Cloud team took their existing iOS and Android apps and switched to Flutter for building a range of new features like their new Cloud Assist. With goals of writing once and deploying everywhere, they found tremendous value in the UI and logic consistency they get from having a single shared code base and felt Flutter offers native like performance and feels without compromises. Universal. We announced last year how Universal Destination and Experiences use Flutter for their iOS and Android apps at their parks in Orlando, Hollywood, and Osaka. At their newest theme park, Universal Epic Universe in Orlando, they are now using Flutter to power their guest-facing self-service dining kiosks. They were able to take their app and reimagine it as a kiosk interface with rich animation and smooth transition. This is a great showcase of just how flexible and powerful Flutter is. Reflection.app, powered by a complete Google Stack, Flutter, Firebase, and Gemini to deliver a thoughtful journaling experience to their user. Team Lab, based in Tokyo, Team Lab creates solution for digital content production, urban planning, and architectural space design. Their museum apps allows visitor to read more about the exhibits and even interact digitally with the pieces on the phone. So far, they have seen 35 million users of this new experience. 1080 Motion. Another example is 1080 Motion out of Sweden, who offer state-of-the-art training and rehabilitation for professional athletes around the world. Their customer receive real-time performance feedback on hardware that delivers individualized workouts tailored for that athlete on that day. GE Appliances is using Flutter to revolutionize the UIs on small screen found on modern appliances equipped with LCD screen. Their team, comprising many embedded and JavaScript developers, found Dart easy to learn, which accelerated adoption and allowed them to become productive quickly. In the future, they plan to expand on its embedded starting point by building user-facing mobile apps with Dart and Flutter. Evolving the Dart language. Dart is a key ingredient to Flutter success. Our ability to evolve Dart and Flutter together is a core enabler of Flutter's industry-leading developer experience and production quality. We continue to evolve the Dart language. Here's a visualization of all the improvements we have made since our major null safety feature back in 2021. Null aware elements. In Dart 3.8, we are adding null aware elements, which allows you to include an element in a collection only if its runtime value is non-null. You can use this feature to rewrite code like this. Dot shorthands. We also shared the news that we are working on a new language feature called dot shorthands, projected to release later this year for addressing duplication in Flutter code with a new shorter syntax for selecting a member on a type that is known based on the context. Updating the developer experience. We take the Dart and Flutter developer experience very seriously and have several updates. Property editor. One of the trickiest part of any framework is learning what all the available APIs are. This can be overwhelming at first. Greater developer tooling can really help here. Today we are announcing a new property editor feature available today in Flutter 3.32. When you select a widget in your IDE, it shows the primary layout properties without having to read docs or go to declaration. You can then easily change them directly in the property editor and have those changes propagate to the source code. Pub.dev improvements. We have also made several improvements to pub.dev. The Dart package manager, we have added dark mode support for better contrast, a new download counts feature that helps you understand how a package is used and how that use is distributed over the available version. A brand new feature we are announcing this week is trending packages, which shows packages that have significant recent uptick in usage. This can be used for discovering new packages that might be of interest. Improved formatting. The Dart formatter is used by most Dart developers. Earlier this year, we added new functionality to make it automatically manage trailing commas. Based on your feedback, we made a number of adjustments in this week's Dart 3.8 release and added a new configuration option to tell the formatter to never remove trailing commas if you prefer to manually maintain this. Dart cross compilation. Next, we have also improved the Dart compiler with the ability to compile Dart executables for Linux from Windows or macOS. This is particularly useful when targeting smaller embedded devices like Raspberry Pi. Before this, if you didn't have a Linux machine, you have to compile Dart on the Raspberry Pi itself. Integrating more deeply with platforms. Direct native interoperability. Last year, we announced a new initiative, Direct Native Interop, with a vision of eventually allowing you to access native APIs as easily as you access your own Dart code. Today, we shared several updates. Thread merge. Historically, the Flutter engine has used two separate threads, the platform thread and the UI thread. The vast majority of platform APIs must be accessed on the platform thread, but the Dart code was running on the UI thread, making all platform API directly from Dart cumbersome. This work is now completed in stable for Android and iOS and in Flutter 3.33 beta for Windows and macOS. Work to merge thread on Linux is underway. For details, see the tracking issue. Native assets. Build hooks. Sometimes you need to talk to third-party libraries written in another language. For example, a machine learning library written in C. Build hooks, formerly known as native assets, supports bundling native code with Dart package and as of today is available in preview in the main channel. FFI Gen, JNI Gen, we continue to improve the FFI Gen and JNI Gen generators and hope to share more news about this in the second half of the year. Great on Android. Impeller. As of 3.29, Android has joined iOS in using Impeller as its default renderer, with the exception being a small set of nearly 10-year-old Android device which has a very old graphic stack. To support these devices, we will continue to use Kia on Android API level 28 and lower. Edge to edge. As of Flutter 3.27, we made Android's edge to edge UI system Flutter's default. This support opens the entire height of the display to Flutter apps running on devices that have no system bars at the top or bottom of the display. This has a delicate implication on how Flutter thinks about things like safe areas and system UI. Script. This year we have also added support for Android script feature, which converts raw handwriting into actual text. Material updates. We delivered numerous updates to material, including support for Android's new page transition, updated progress indicators and sliders, and other areas of polish. Great on iOS. We want developers building for iOS to be able to deliver beautiful feature-rich apps. So this year we have been hard at work improving fidelity for iOS and improving Flutter's integration with the Apple developer ecosystem. Cupertino update. A large investment in the Cupertino library has been made to improve its fidelity and expand its coverage. We revisited Spring and scrolling physics, landed numerous updates to widgets such as our bottom sheet, collapsible widgets, and navigation bar, especially those with search fields and more. Swift Package Manager. We are migrating from CocoaPods to Swift Package Managers to simplify our dev setup. This transition is ongoing, but over 150 plugins have added Swift Package Manager support, and we are happy to announce that that includes all Firebase plugins. We aim to complete the transition to Swift Package Manager soon. Swircles. And one more thing, we have added support for one of the Apple's unique shape known as Swircle, which blends the arc of several different shapes. The precise algorithm to the iOS Swircle remains a mystery to many, but that hasn't stopped us from creating our own take on it to the highest possible fidelity. You can find this in the stable channel today as the R Super Ellipse class, and we are already including it in our Cupertino widget. where appropriate. Great on WebAssembly. Last year we announced support for compiling Flutter web apps. Awesome GC to make apps start faster, render frames up to twice as fast in complicated scenarios. Accessibility, we have done a lot of work on our accessibility system, both in terms of performance, and have added an entire new semantic rule system that Flutter converts to standard Arial labels on the web. Stateful hot reload, if you build Flutter apps for mobile and wanted to take those experience to the web, you have probably felt the absence of Flutter's flagship feature, stateful hot reload, when working on Flutter web apps. Today we announced that stateful hot reload for Flutter web app is available in preview in all channels. One place you can experience it right away is in Dartpad. Expanding the ecosystem, Google is proud to support Flutter, but so much of the value for Flutter developers comes from our larger community. Canonical, one big contributor is Canonical, the folks behind Ubuntu. They use Flutter themselves for Ubuntu's first party app marketplace and have been excited to contribute towards Flutter overall quality on desktop, including contributing feature work for multi-window support. They have also contributed to the desktop implementation of Flutter's significant thread merge, and they have fixed many issues related to accessibility, text input, focus, and keyboard and mouse events. LG, another company with business critical interest in Flutter, is LG. Last year, LG announced plans to rewrite many of their core web OS system apps in Flutter. This year, LG is excited to announce a significant expansion of their investment in Flutter, aiming to complete the development of a new web OS Flutter SDK, which allows developers to release Flutter apps to the LG Content Store. They are targeting an official launch in the first half of next year. Embracing AI, we have a lot of news in the exciting and fast-paced field of AI, both for AI-powered application and AI-powered development. Introducing Firebase AI Logic. Vertex AI in Firebase is now Firebase AI Logic, and among many new things, it now allows you to use Vertex AI Gemini API billing required with pay-as-you-go, Blaze pricing plan, or the newly added Gemini Developer API billing optional with the no-cost Spark pricing plan, all from one single Dart SDK. For more details, see the Firebase blog. Dartpad and Gemini, we added Gemini support directly into Dartpad, which brings the power of Gemini Code Assistant right to your fingertips with no setup or installation necessary. That feature was built using the Gemini API. Its full source code is available in the Dartpad GitHub repo and serves as a demonstration of how you can create AI-powered development tools. Android Studio, VS Code, IntelliJ IDEA, and Gemini. Another place that now has Gemini support is Android Studio. The Flutter and Android Studio team collaborated on this, so as of most recent Android Studio release, Meerkat feature drop, Gemini support for Dart and Flutter is now first class. And if you are using a VS Code or IntelliJ IDEA user, rest easy. The Gemini Code Assist extension and Google account brings Gemini powered code assistance to your workflows right in VS Code. MCP is an exciting new open protocol that is gaining a lot of momentum for enabling AI agents to access and interact with various data sources and tools in a standardized way. Model context protocol, so we are currently experimenting to see if it can enable us to provide more accurate and relevant code generation and allow tooling for complex tasks like fixing layout issues, managing dependency, or even resolving runtime errors. Wrap up, a big thank you to all of you who made Flutter what it is. We are proud to continue the journey with you all to build the world's best app framework. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.